Mostly sunny on Thursday with record heat expected. Good Wednesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you can see from the ultimate Doppler radar, all is quiet. We have some coloring, a little bit of pinkish red up to the north and southeast Kentucky for burning concerns. But the ultimate Doppler radar, presented by Madlock Tire Service and Auto Repair, East Tennessee's #1 tire shop and auto repair since 1953. Things are quiet. 5 convenient locations. Gotta love it. But if you go further north, that's where the concern that fire could get out of control. Low relative humidity, a little bit of breeze. The Weather Service is a little more concerned up to the far north. But if you want to find some wind advisories, look no further than the midsection of the country. Kansas, perhaps into parts of Missouri and Arkansas. They're under wind advisories right through the day tomorrow. But there's also some fire concerns in parts of Arizona, parts of North Texas, and a lot of damage reports across parts of the Rockies and even some snow accumulation amounts further north and west there. Our high temperature today came in at 82 degrees as expected. That's 10 degrees above normal. Our peak wind gust was 22 miles per hour. And the record high, 90, we were a far cry from that. We saw an 83-degree reading today in Oak Ridge, 82, Athens, Tellico Plains, Maryville, even Morristown, even Sevierville, 82 degrees today. Newport coming in at 81, 78 in Crossville. If you look around the state, temperatures were also in the 80s, in the mid-80s from Nashville to Chattanooga, right at 80 for Johnson City, and Atlanta at 83. Here are the headlines for tonight. Record high expected tomorrow. That record again is 87, set back in 2002. Spotty rain on Friday. Best chance will be the plateau because Friday night clouds will increase, so will the showers, and even some rumbles of thunder will be possible. But it will be rainy mainly Saturday morning, so it's not an entirely washout type of situation, but it's going to be, when it rains, it kind of maybe pours for a little bit, especially in those morning hours. I mentioned the record high. It is within reach. It was set 21 years ago. The last time Knoxville was that warm on the 20th of April, well, George W. Bush was in the White House back in 2002, so it's been almost like a generation ago. The average last freeze and frost, April 1st and the 14th. They're now in the rearview mirror, but we're going to have a little cold snap heading into the weekend and beyond. And I can show you that graphically, as much of this warm air in the red arrows comes up from the Gulf of Mexico. So there's 3 o'clock. I would say between 3 and 5 p.m., there's a good chance McGee-Tyson is flirting with that record high temperature. But all of a sudden, the colder air aloft, you see in blue and light blue, begins to advance through St. Louis, Chicago, and it slides into town, if not Saturday morning, certainly by the afternoon and into Saturday night, as our temperatures will be tumbling as they come tumbling down. We're back into the 40s by Saturday night into the morning, about 41. 41 degrees come Sunday morning and could be in the upper 30s come Monday morning, the way things are trending right now. Still colder than average across the Ohio Valley, across the Great Lakes, and all that's being reinforced as it drops down from Canada, essentially, over the next couple of days. Future rainfall, how much can we expect? Well, it will likely range, as I mentioned before this morning, ½ inch to an inch. I still think that's reasonable to expect. Once we get to about 8 o'clock Friday evening, maybe a few isolated showers in the plateau, but then it fills in like so. Maybe closer to an inch when you look at Jamestown, maybe closer to 1/3 to 1/2 Knoxville and Sevierville, and Newport about 0.32. But again, not all the models see it the same way. What I just showed you, I think, is the more reasonable amount. This one looks like it's trying to swing for the fences. It brings about an inch of rain or more across much of the area by the time we reach midday Saturday. I think that might be a little pie in the sky. I don't think we'll get that much, but I think generally ½ inch to an inch is what many of us will see by Saturday afternoon. Now, storm energy. What about the severe weather? You can see all this energy. It's focused in red, which is strong. The purple, which is extreme as it gets into the white areas, focused out west. And all this storm energy, look at Oklahoma City. Wow, some strong, severe storms likely to fire up along that energy line with the front. Once it begins to approach Tennessee, it weakens dramatically. Can't rule out some rumbles of thunder, but it's a shell of itself by the time it gets here on Friday. As this low-pressure system rolls into Memphis, we might get a rumble of thunder as we go into Friday night and Saturday morning. And then pretty much after that, it's smooth sailing. It just gets colder. So here's the Storm Prediction Center. The colors we want to focus on are the yellow and the dark green. So scattered to isolated, really what we're going to see here, and maybe even numerous, as some areas are in that storm energy up toward Omaha. That's where we saw it when we played that same illustration yesterday. But tomorrow, Thursday, Dallas, Little Rock will be in the crosshairs for scattered severe storms, as nothing will be happening here. It will be sliding into Memphis as an isolated opportunity. Then it's down to Houston we go. Friday, all that energy pushing south. Places like Louisiana, southeast Texas may get some severe weather in the isolated to scattered categories, while we may just get some thunderstorms possible on Friday, and isolated as it may be. Futurecast again takes us into time. Notice how quiet it is on Thursday. Lo and behold, I see the cold front sliding into Missouri, sliding into Illinois, and then it gets a little more vigorous. West of Bowling Green, sure, and Jackson, but does it hold together? It almost stretches out like a piece of saltwater taffy. Oh, I like that analogy. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, you think about it, the energy of this range just starts to fall apart. And you get to see some of it as it comes in on Friday, but especially on Friday night, we get this front sweeping in, and if it moves on its merry way, it should be out of here likely before 12 noon. More likely 10 a.m. at the latest from the west to the east. So our valley planner for tonight, we're going to be cooling down into the mid-50s, about 54 degrees your low temperature. Normal low is actually now 49. It says 48. I forgot to change that, but 48 was yesterday's, and then today it's down to 49 typically. Now 54 is where we'll be. That's about 5 degrees warmer than average. Plenty of stars, very mild with light and variable winds. Tonight we're down to 52 Morristown, 56 Tellico Plains. And then sliding into your Thursday, 87 degrees, mostly sunny. I am confident we'll get within striking distance of that record high, and it's going to be brought in by that southwest wind, 5 to 15, gusting to 25 miles per hour. Could hit 88 for Newport. Could hit 87 easily for Maryville and Kingston, 84 for La Follette, about 81 for Oneida and Crossville for Thursday afternoon. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. So much for the 80s. They go back to the 60s. We're going back in a time machine. Down to about 38 will be the lowest point Monday morning. Then we're back up to 71 on Tuesday. Then we see a rainy pattern going into Wednesday and possibly some other cool air, exceptionally cool air, even into next weekend. You say, well, that's crazy. It's up and down we go. But that's just the way the weather happens to be in the month of April in 2023. By the way, you can keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. You get Pete's local traffic reports at just the tap of your finger on the app. You don't have to wait for the local radio station to play it. It's awesome. And it's free. You go to the App Store, Google Play, just search those two words, Captain Accurate, at the App Store and Google Play, and it does work on your iPad as well. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.